Good morning. Today we're diving into the story of a trailblazer whose name has become synonymous with breaking barriers and making history in American politics. We're talking about Kamala Harris, a major figure whose journey from local government to the national stage has inspired millions and changed the face of leadership in the United States. Before she became vice president, Harris was a powerful force in California. She began her career as a prosecutor, quickly earning a reputation for her dedication to justice and reform. Rising through the ranks, she became District Attorney of San Francisco, where she focused on issues like criminal justice reform and community safety. Her leadership and vision propelled her to the role of Attorney General of California, the top law enforcement official in the state. She broke barriers as the first woman and first African American to serve as California's Attorney General, and also the first South Asian American in that position. Her achievements opened doors for others and set new standards for what was possible in public service. Her success inspired many, especially young women and people of color, showing what determination, resilience, and a commitment to justice can achieve. She became a role model for a new generation of leaders. After her time as Attorney General, Harris was elected to the U.S. Senate. There, she gained national attention for her sharp questioning during high-profile hearings, her advocacy for civil rights, and her leadership on key issues like healthcare and immigration. Her profile grew rapidly, and soon she was seen as a contender for even higher office. The media spotlight followed her every move, and her speeches drew crowds across the country. In 2020, Joe Biden chose her as his running mate, making history with their partnership. Together, they campaigned on a message of unity and hope, and ultimately won the White House in a landmark election. Kamala Harris became the first female, first African American, and first South Asian American vice president in U.S. history. Her swearing-in was a moment watched around the world, symbolizing progress and possibility. As vice president, she tackled tough national and international issues, from economic recovery to foreign policy, and became one of the world's most recognized political figures. Her influence extended far beyond the borders of the United States. Her journey from local prosecutor to vice president is nothing short of remarkable, reflecting decades of public service, perseverance, and a deep commitment to making a difference. She's held powerful positions at every level of government, giving her unique insight into how government affects people's lives, from local communities to the global stage. Whenever Harris makes a move, the nation pays attention. Her words and actions are closely watched by supporters, critics, and the media alike. Her decisions don't just shape her own future. They can shift the direction of American politics, influence public debate, and impact millions of lives. That's why her next steps are watched so closely, as people wonder what new ground she might break or what challenges she'll take on next. Let's explore what happened after her historic vice presidency and how Kamala Harris continues to shape the future of American politics. The 2024 election marked a pivotal moment for Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party, setting the stage for a dramatic shift in American politics. The nation watched closely as the stakes felt higher than ever, with voters energized and divided in equal measure. After serving one term as vice president, Harris launched her campaign for president, entering a close, hard-fought race that captured the attention of the country. Her campaign trail was filled with passionate speeches, energetic crowds, and a renewed sense of hope among her supporters. Despite her tireless efforts and a campaign that inspired millions, Donald Trump ultimately won the election, securing a dramatic victory that surprised many political observers and left the Democratic Party searching for answers. Harris and her family quietly returned to California, seeking comfort and perspective after the loss. Away from the national spotlight, she took time to reflect on her journey and the lessons learned from a challenging campaign. Many wondered what her next move would be. Her enduring popularity in California made her a natural contender for governor, and supporters across the state speculated about her future. With the governor's seat set to open in 2026, speculation ran wild in political circles and the media, fueling endless debates and predictions. Political experts and reporters debated her chances, analyzing her strengths and what her leadership could mean for the state's future. Some saw her as a unifying force, while others questioned whether she would return to the political arena at all. Yet, Harris kept a remarkably low profile, skipping major political events and choosing to spend time with family and close friends, carefully weighing her options and considering her next steps. Her quietness only fueled more curiosity and speculation, as journalists and the public alike wondered what she was planning behind the scenes. Was she stepping back from politics for good, or was she preparing for a bold new chapter in her career? The political world waited anxiously for her decision, knowing it could have a profound impact on California and beyond. Would she run for governor, or would she choose a different path entirely, perhaps outside of elected office? The answer would not only shape California's future, but also define the next chapter in Kamala Harris's remarkable journey. The suspense ended in late July 2025. On July 30th, Kamala Harris announced she would not run for governor of California in 2026. Her statement made headlines nationwide, instantly changing the state's political landscape. Harris explained her decision came after deep reflection. She wrote, "I've decided that I will not run for governor in this election." It wasn't an easy choice, but a thoughtful one. She hinted at a new direction, saying her public service would not be an elected office for now. This marked a significant shift for someone who'd spent her life in elected roles. The announcement ended months of speculation and opened the field for other candidates. For supporters, it was bittersweet. For rivals, it was a game changer. Harris's decision set a new course for herself and for California politics. The next chapter was about to begin. Harris's announcement wasn't just about stepping aside, it was about rethinking politics. She argued that government and institutions have too often failed the American people. Instead of another campaign, she wanted to find new ways to solve deep-rooted problems. Harris called for fresh thinking and innovative approaches, especially after the bruising 2024 campaign. She suggested real change might come from outside traditional government roles. Some Democrats worried her national loss could affect local races, adding complexity to her decision. Ultimately, Harris chose to focus on broader impact, not just another office. By not running, she freed herself to pursue bigger ideas and national issues. She's prioritizing leadership based on movements and ideas, not just titles. This choice reflects a desire for meaningful, lasting change. Harris is ready to lead in new ways. Even before her announcement, Harris was exploring new ways to make a difference. She considered launching a nonprofit organization focused on fighting misinformation and empowering young voters. This would let her work on causes she cares about outside the election cycle. Another option was creating a political action committee, PAC, to support Democratic candidates nationwide. With her network, she could raise millions and become a powerful party influencer. These alternatives show her commitment to the Democratic Party remains strong. Harris isn't leaving politics. She's finding the most effective role for herself now. Whether through a nonprofit, a PAC, or another project, she's determined to stay in the fight. Her pivot is about new forms of leadership, not stepping away. The next phase of her public life is just beginning. Harris's new chapter is all about forging deeper connections with Americans, and she's doing it in some fresh, dynamic ways that go beyond the traditional political playbook. She's gearing up for a major book tour in fall 2025, a classic move for political figures between roles, but also a chance to meet people face-to-face, sign books, and spark conversations about the future. Through her book, Harris can share her personal journey, her vision for the country, and the lessons she's learned, all in her own words, giving readers a direct window into her thinking and her values. But she's not stopping there. Alongside the book tour, Harris is launching a listening tour, traveling across the country to hear directly from everyday Americans in their own communities. This approach helps her understand people's hopes, frustrations, and concerns, far from the noise and distractions of Washington, D.C., and shows she's serious about listening, not just talking. She's already begun this work, making appearances at youth summits, abortion rights rallies, and supporting Democratic candidates at campaign events, signaling her ongoing commitment to key issues. These public appearances are more than just photo ops. They're a way for Harris to build her new platform and stay connected to the issues that matter most to voters. By combining her book tour, listening tour, and strategic event appearances, Harris is keeping herself relevant, influential, and at the center of national conversations. By both listening to Americans and sharing her own story, she's laying the groundwork for whatever comes next, whether that's another run for office or a new kind of leadership role. This chapter is about connection, preparation, and building trust. key ingredients for any future political move, big or small. Harris is staying in the public eye, shaping important conversations and building support for her ideas and her vision. With every step, she's setting the stage for what could be her biggest move yet. Harris's decision not to run for governor reshaped California politics overnight. For months, she was the giant in the race, keeping other Democrats on the sidelines. With her out, the field is wide open. Now, ambitious leaders like Katie Porter, Antonio Villaraigosa, and Xavier Becerra can jump in. The 2026 governor's race will be a real contest, not a coronation. Voters will hear new ideas and have real choices on issues like housing and the economy. Harris's move is a gift to her party, allowing new leaders to emerge. It ensures a healthy debate about California's future. The race just became one of the most exciting in the country, all because Kamala Harris chose a different path. Harris's decision isn't an end, it's a new direction in public service. She's shifting from elected office to leading on national issues from the outside. Like other major figures, she may create foundations or advocacy groups, becoming a global ambassador for causes she believes in. Her commitment to the Democratic Party is unwavering. She'll help elect candidates nationwide. With her profile and fundraising power, she can shape the party's future and support new leaders. Harris is focused on big ideas, fixing the information ecosystem, engaging young voters, and tackling democracy's biggest challenges. By stepping away from daily politics, she can work on projects with lasting impact. This path keeps her options open for the future, including a possible presidential run. She's building her platform and staying connected with voters. For Harris, public service is a lifelong mission, inside or outside government. Her next act is just beginning. Kamala Harris's choice not to run for governor is a pivotal moment. Personally, it marks a new chapter, moving from elected office to broader leadership. She's redefining her legacy, focusing on ideas and future generations. For the Democratic Party, her decision opens the field in California and frees her to help candidates nationwide. She can be a powerful fundraiser and a leading voice on critical issues. Harris's call for new methods reflects a wider desire for change in American politics. Her journey will be watched closely by those seeking a better way forward. Even off the ballot, her influence remains strong. This is not retirement, it's reinvention. Harris's strategic pivot could shape her party and country for years to come.